Occasionally I hear people talking about this. Men and women really need each other. And of course, they'll say women don't need no man. Meanwhile, they'll have government programs and everything else. But the question is, do men really need women? And other than for sexy time, romance, and having children, for the most part, the answer is no. But if you were to take away the contributions that men can do for society, yeah, I think we'd all be in the dark pretty goddamn quick. Like a good example of that is the OTR trucking world, where 85% of the people who keep the freight going across society are men. Something like 85%. So people are like, well, what's that got to do with, society keeping going? It's well known in the trucking world. Most people don't realize outside that if you had 1 week, let's just be safe and say 2 weeks of trucks not moving, like 85% of the trucks are moving, this country would collapse. There'd be a recession you couldn't even believe. Now, if it's that bad for trucking, as far as men's contribution, and men generally get derided for doing these jobs, what do you think would happen if the mechanics, the plumbers, the electricians, all of it, they just all noped out for a solid month? Yeah, society would crumble. Like, society really needs men to go out and work for lots of useless crap. And so what I'm getting at with that is that if women, for instance, decided, well, what is the great contribution? Well, some women do some jobs, but let's be honest, most women's jobs, if you were to convert them instantly into a man, people would look at that new man as if he's a fucking loser. Like, what, you work at a fast food joint, a gas station, you're a secretary. And yes, there are some highly accomplished women out there, but as a rule, take a look around. It's not really happening. And you know what? A lot of women just do want to actually be mothers, and that's a great thing. They want to have kids, be a mother, maybe even be a wife. What a wild thought there. But, this idea that one side, we're all constantly told that you don't need no man. Well, if you need the government's money, you need a man. I'm sorry, because we pay like 70% of the taxes, and yet women receive 2/3 of the benefits. So yes, you do need us. But the dirty secret of it all is that if you actually admitted that how valuable men are, they might actually start expecting to be treated slightly better. They want better treatment, better divorce laws, something that protects them. And that's not good for business. And because that's what all America really is. Like, because it's good business if they get divorced, because then now they got to buy two houses. Maybe they had one car or something, or like these days, let's be honest, people have two cars. And he drives, they have the good car at home with her, so because she doesn't drive that many miles on it, and then he drives like a little rice burner to go to work, because heck, if this thing breaks down, you don't want someone to hit your car and you lose it. But like, now you got to get two houses, you got to get more stuff or crap. If you're fractured, in fact, if you lost the first house, the marriage house, well, what ends up happening then is that now these people are starting over. So they just wasted how many years of their life buying all this crap, doing all this stuff, and now they got to go back to the banks and do all this again. Real kick in the nuts if you think about it, but it's great for business. So society definitely needs men's contributions, but individually, does the average man really need to be, like, including women, like, if they're just doing the minimalistic thing like I am, where I live off under $200 a month, and I might up that number to 300 to have an emergency fund, it just makes sense. I just look at it and I'm like, yeah, we really don't need to go out and kill ourselves for this crap. We really don't have to. As a guy, you don't have to whatsoever. But let's be honest, most people are going to do it because all these guys are told, and these women are told, you get as much as you can from a man, and a man's told you're not anything unless you're getting pussy from a woman. And and then along with that, of course, consumerism, cars, clothes, bullshit. I'm not the first to point out that this crap starts in middle school, basically, maybe even elementary. Starts with TV, and then it goes along the way, and then as you get older, it goes from being the clothing to, you got a car, you ride the bus, and then it's like, what are you doing? How much money do you have? What college did you go to? Not what education did you get, what college did you go to? Oh, you're doing a dirty trade, you're a truck driver. Ew. Even though you're debt free and outright own property, you outright own, while other people are horrifically in debt. And they got a 20, 30-year mortgage for their McMansion that they're probably never going to pay off. Yeah. To me, it's just goddamn nuts what we're trained to do. And so when I look at this whole society, I'm like, yeah, guys, we really actually don't need women. But women, you'd live in a very cold, dark world if you didn't have guys doing all the hard work for you. And I don't say that to be derogatory. I'm just telling you the fucking truth. Anyways, take it easy, like and subscribe.